Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Thursday. That's September 24th, 2015. I'm your host, Alexander Kalafi. Today, talking about nothing, Scott Thompson.
I just wanted to say nothing and see how long I could do it. Well, I couldn't do it very long.
See, the thing, in this show, when you say nothing, that means my internet took a shit.
I know. So I didn't want to let it go too long where we all just think everything crapped out. So.
We're also joined by special guest Donald Terrio this week.
Hey, one of the greatest shows in television history was a show about nothing, so this should be really good tonight.
That's true.
Seinfeld was. Was Seinfeld one of the greatest shows ever, or is Seinfeld the show that everyone says is the greatest show ever, even though it really isn't? Kind of like Resident Evil 4.
What? Okay, I think you're wrong on both counts.
Resident Evil 4 was one of the greatest games of all time for like 4 years. And I think the same is true. The same is true with Seinfeld. It was one of the greatest shows ever from like 1998 to 2005.
Well, okay. So what replaced both of those? Let's put you on the spot.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, what would replace both of them as like the best of all time? Empire.
Okay, no. Cancel the show. No.
I think. Well, I haven't seen Empire. That just seemed like a goofy answer to pick. Fear the Walking Dead.
Nope, still wrong.
No. I think the best shows. Well, I think Sopranos is probably like one of the smartest shows ever made. Like, if I think of like what's the best show ever made, I think of The Sopranos.
That's fair, and they could both be up there. They're also very different shows, so that's fine.
As for game, Grand Theft Auto 4
of course.
took its mantle and then held it tightly.
I'm surprised you didn't just pick a Pokemon game.
Well, the thing is, in my top games of all time. By the way, we have no show this week.
There's been like 4 news stories since Saturday.
Our top story is nothing, and then the news is going to come in a little while. No, the thing is, in my case, I'm like, the best games of all time to me aren't individual games, but series. So, like, my favorite game of all time in a lot of ways is the Pokemon franchise.
Fair enough.
I don't know about you guys. Also, Metal Gear is slowly encroaching that position. I just started playing them a month and a half ago. Now I'm on 4. Might be one of the most rewarding game experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, while you're playing, I would say. There's a lot where you're not playing, where it's just kind of silly. So, did you just start with 4, or are you going through chronologically?
No.
Or canonically,
I've played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3. I'm on 4. Gonna play Peace Walker, then Ground Zeroes, then I got a copy of 5 over on my bookshelf.
And you've done all this in a month and a half?
Month and a half since about mid-July to August, or that's when I started. Metal Gear Solid 1 was very hard to get through just because it's so old. It's an excellent game, amazing. You can see how technologically impressive it is even today. As I played the games, it got slightly easier to clear them on time. So 1 took me a couple weeks. 2 took me about a week and a half. 3 took me about a week. 4, I'm clearing right through it. 4 is extremely easy to play.
Yeah.
And play a lot of it. We should talk about
the show.
Yeah, the reason why we started the show late is because I was playing Mario Maker, so we'll be talking about that in a little while. I need to share some of my levels at some point. I made a couple. Anyways, on to new releases. That was our top story. Alex likes Metal Gear Solid.
And hates Seinfeld for some reason.
Seinfeld's fine.
Have you watched it?
I used to watch it like at 7 p.m. sharp at like my local Fox channel every day for a number of years.
Okay, fair enough. I just thought maybe it was the kind of thing where it was like Metal Gear, where it's like you just hadn't played it, and if you sat down with it, you would be like, oh no, okay, I can appreciate that this is fantastic.
No, what happened was when I was around 20, I went to school in Boston and became a piece of shit.
There's something really funny to me about a guy who was 20, maybe 6 months ago, going, back when I was 20.
Back in the day. Yeah, I'm still a little baby. Baby Alex.
Alright, let's talk new releases.
New releases. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer comes out in 3 hours. That game is a little worse than I thought it was going to be. I didn't play it, but based on the reviews, it's like it seems around 2 points worse than I thought it was going to be. It's getting like 5s and 6s. I thought it was going to be more of a game. Turns out, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer is probably exactly what you thought it was.
A giant platform for selling Amiibo cards.
Exactly, and the difficulty is completely non-existent, it sounds like. You unlock pretty much all the items up front. There's no town, which is super disappointing. There's no permanence in the world, so when you pick a house location for an animal, it's like one house that you fill for an animal won't just be taken up for a slot. You can put one in the exact same plot of land next time. So there's no permanence. You just build whatever you want. You're cold calling people just to sell them real estate, which is kind of crazy. That's what the Giant Bomb Quick Look told me. I'm not going to take credit for that. But yeah, I'm not going to get it, but I am getting some of the Amiibo cards. Go figure.
Yeah, because this is less of a game than New Leaf, and it costs more, and you have to buy stuff on top of it to really do anything with it.
No, that's not true. It actually seems like the Amiibo cards aren't that necessary. In fact, if there's a problem, it's that the only thing the Amiibo cards really do is just let you build a house for an animal, which you can do just on like a more randomized basis, it seems like, in the actual game. I don't know. I bought a pack of the cards for $6 because I was on Twitter when the pre-orders went up, and then I had to get them. And then, like, Neil tweeted back at me, and he's like, oh, you got them too? And then I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm going to see this one through. So I'm getting 6 of the cards. I'm hoping I get the DJKK. I won't because it's trading cards. And then, I don't know. I'm going to get this game actually eventually, but I'm going to wait until it hits, like, the sub-$20 price point.
Well, this is a first-party Nintendo game, so I don't know that happens.
If Nintendo does a new Club Nintendo type thing where I can get a free digital full tier game once a year or two, this is definitely going to be one of them if they ever do something like that again. This has promotion written all over it.
You know, actually, before we started recording, Alex, you told us that you had just started working for a moving company. I'm going to let everyone know that. And I'm realizing I think you did that just to get practice for when you finally get this game. So you're like really good at arranging furniture and stuff in homes. It's kind of all making sense now.
That would be so pathetic if I was in a job interview and they asked me, oh, how'd you hear about the company? I was like, oh, Animal Crossing.
I've just always wanted to be a mover ever since Animal Crossing.
Where'd you hear about the company? Oh, New Leaf. Don't even say the Animal Crossing part. Assume he already knows.
Well, just say New Leaf and he'll just assume it's some kind of like job listing website and you'll be fine.
Oh, so it wasn't Wild World?
Did you hang out with City Folk?
I anticipate the question, what's your favorite Dobutsu no Mori game? Which is Japanese speak for Animal Crossing, by the way.
Japanese speak?
Wow, this got deep all of a sudden.
Donald, what's up?
Well, not much for me this week. I mean, I'm probably more interested in Star Wall and Extreme Exorcism, but the other thing I've been playing out that came out on Tuesday is I got a little bit into the Legend of Legacy demo, and then promptly got my butt handed to me by the second boss of the game. So, yeah, this is skewing a little closer to Final Fantasy II than I might like.
It's one of those Atlas demos.
Yeah, and the progress will carry over to the final game, which looks like I'll be getting on the 13th. But yeah, it starts out nicely. You get to pick from all the characters, and it seems like you can recruit people straight away. Like I've got a fourth person because you start with 3 people, you get a fourth one right outside the town as soon as you have control of the characters fully, and then yeah. I kind of went the wrong way and got my butt handed to me, but I'll definitely get back on that horse and hopefully have a good amount of progress so I can carry that over to the final game.
So you want the final game?
It's one of the games I'm most interested in this year just because it's supposed to be one of the good RPGs from the developer Fujiryu. Like they had Unchained Blade, which was really good. They had this Vita game called Expetra, which wasn't. So every other game of theirs seems to be something that's worth playing, and this is one of those games that looks like it's worth it. The fact they brought in some of the Saga guys, well, they brought in some of the guys who did Final Fantasy Legend 3, which is the sanest of the Saga games. So I'm hoping it's something that'll work out for me.
Excellent. The other new release this week, not a video game, but the Retro Amiibo 3-pack comes out in North America tomorrow. I have my $5 pre-order down, and I'm still not 100% positive if I'm going to pick it up, or if I'm just going to wait to get a second-hand Duck Hunt Dog Amiibo. Because that's definitely what I have to do for the KK Slider, because I'm not going to put the other... I'm not going to let those alpacas in my home, and I just want KK Slider. For the Duck Hunt Dog, like, Game & Watch and Rob are slightly better. So like, I might want those anyway, but no, like, I might be willing to tolerate them in order to also get the Duck Hunt Dog. But I really just want the Duck Hunt Dog, and now that I know the Duck Hunt Dog is going to be pretty common, just in the grand scheme of things, just because of how long they had those pre-orders open, I don't know if I need to pay $35 for it now.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just want the Duck Hunt Dog. Thankfully, I've worked out an agreement with a couple of people at my local Street Pass group to basically sell them Rob and Game & Watch at a third of the price.
Okay.
A third of the price of the pack. So I'm basically getting Duck Hunt Dog for retail, which is not too bad.
No, that's the right price for it.
Yeah, everyone I know just wants the Duck Hunt Dog, so this is kind of bizarre to me. Like, did Nintendo actually do some focus testing and realize, hey, if we just package all three together, we can get people to pay $30 and get 3 or 2 extras that they don't actually want? It feels like it. Why else? It's so weird to package them together.
If you think about it, Scott,
Mm-hmm.
all 3 of these figures separately only have a very niche appeal on their own. When you package them together, you get to build that niche appeal, and like as a whole bunch together as like the NES era thing, it's gonna connect with a lot more people as an overall package than any one of those figures will on their own, I think.
I'm with you, except they are Amiibo, so right there they don't have niche appeal. Like, they are going to be very popular. You could sell them separately and probably still sell them pretty well, but they're going to sell a lot more by putting them together.
But this also means that because it's only one package in North America, they'll be able to give it they will be able to be given a more common printing because it's only one package. They don't have to worry about 3 Amiibo that, like, this one's kind of has appeal. Maybe we should do another reprint, but I'm not sure. With this, because it has the larger appeal up front, I think that's the reason why pre-orders have been open for the last month and a half without closing.
Yeah.
Sure. You're getting it, Scott?
If I find it in the wild. I don't really pre-order Amiibo anymore. I just can't be bothered. I don't care.
At least you have the option to do it. I mean, this 3-pack is the first time they've taken pre-orders for Amiibo here since I don't know when.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
But the whole between Ness and the Fire Emblem characters running on a holiday weekend with the pre-order, so nobody knew when to cut it off. That at that point, it's like, you know what? We're not going to do any more pre-orders for this.
Let's do a check-in, though. What Amiibo are you in for rest of the year, Donald?
Chibi-Robo, a Yarn Yoshi, Mewtwo, and I think that's it unless the Shovel Knight Amiibo comes out before the end of the year.
You, Scott? Go ahead.
Well, it's slated to do that in Europe, so...
Okay.
Scott is depressed, apparently.
No, sorry. Well, I thought you were still talking, Donald. For me, I just want Yarn Yoshi most of all. Like, that's the one I'm going to have to get because it's just adorable. And then the rest, I mean, same as before. Like, I bought Dr. Mario because I saw it at Target when I was there last week. And so I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and pick it up. They actually had a few of the ones that had just come out. They had Olimar and a few others, but I'm not really a big Pikmin fan. So at this point, it's basically ones that I just think are cool looking that I want on my desk. That's what I'll pick them up because I don't really use them in games at all. Apart from Mario Maker, there hasn't really been anything recently that's made me like need to get one to actually play in a game. So
yeah, basically Blue Yarn Yoshi, both the dogs, and Mewtwo. Those might be the only amiibo I really want for the rest of the year. I want to say forever, but we both know that's not true.
No, not at all.
There's going to be more.
So you're in for the whole Pokken Fighters line?
Maybe Pika Libre.
I was gonna say, yeah, that one for sure.
And Machamp. If there's a Machamp amiibo, I totally want that. Anyways, also this week, so we talked about Legend of Legacy demo. Legend of K is down 50% from $24.99 to $12.49. That says we sold 0 copies of this game.
We sold 1 copy of this game. I know, I own it.
And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival is down 50%, $19.99 to $9.99. Don't buy that. Going on to news, Super Mario Maker's been patched to 1.10. Yeah.
We thought it would fix something that can break the game. Turns out, not so much. I just suck at trying to exploit glitches.
Yeah, that was like 60% of our story was, oh, it totally fixed this one glitch. Turns out it was 223 megabytes, and we have no idea what's inside it, except it sounds like there may have been some data added, potentially preparing for future DLC.
Yeah, that seems to be the bulk of it. Because
there was the angry sun popped up in the data.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if that was on disc already, like if that was just something that might have been in the game but just wasn't included, or if that was on the new data. It did come out today that there is an angry sun in the data for Mario Maker.
That's fantastic.
And that'll let me actually do the full tribute that I tried to do on the site.
There's going to be some crazy sun levels. You know what would also be crazy is if you could change the priority of items so that you could make it so the sun doesn't pass through every single object. So then you could get multiple suns bouncing off of music blocks and stuff. I don't know. I started to think in terms of Mario Maker Designer this past week. I've been playing it. It's a great game. Like I said last week, probably like top 7 games of the year, maybe like low top 5. A very solid 8.5 out of 10.
Alex, I love whenever you bring in numbers. It is my favorite thing. It just always feels so arbitrary, but I know you mean it with all your heart. Like top 7 games of the year is like the best I've ever heard. Like 5, okay, gotcha. 10, perfect. Top 7 is great.
It's true though, isn't it? Like 8 of those points come from the fact that it's one of the most beautifully creative games I've ever played.
And the half point.
The half point is that it looks pretty nice, and then like it's the mariachi thing, like the mariachi sound. That's where the 0.5 comes from. It is though, like seriously, I am floored by how easy it is to be creative and how easy it is to create a fully featured Mario level in this game. Like within an hour, you can start and finish a completed level that would be popular if it was good enough, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to check mine because I haven't had much time. I've been mainly playing other people's levels. My roommate has gone a little crazy with it, and he's made a bunch of insane levels.
Yeah, it's still a remarkably flawed game though. Like there's not enough items, there's not enough bosses, no slopes, no checkpoints. Like there's a lot of things that will probably be added over time, and then like the sorting stuff, like. It's not a perfect game. It's not a top 4 game of the year. Right now, it's a top 5 to 7.
Perfect. As long as we're clear.
Yeah. I'm with Alex. It's sort of in the bottom half of my top 10 range.
Well, the tough thing whenever you make a game that allows you to create things is. It seems fantastic at first, and then instantly all you can do is think about, oh, what if I could do this, though? Like, it sucks I can't do this. And there's so much there that you can do, and people are so creative online. I mean, I played insanely creative levels. But, of course, the first time you think of something you want to do and it doesn't let you, that's where you hit that roadblock between, like, actually playing a game and being, like, a game designer, when there's something you can't do because it's just you're not allowed to, basically. So, I mean, you can always nitpick things that aren't there. But still, what is there, I think it's fantastic. But the finding games is better.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I think that Mario Maker, it's important. I actually do think that this is an important game. It has an important core to it, even if it hasn't been necessarily fully executed perfectly.
Yeah. I've got like a great level idea, but I'm like waiting. I'm going through it so slowly because I'm just busy. But I need to unlock everything, and then I need to like really spend some time. And I will not tell anyone my idea, but I feel like I have a good idea. And I feel like by the time I get to it, it will have been thought of by someone else, and I will never get to do it, and I will just regret everything for the rest of my life. But right now, I'm really excited. So look out for that in 2017.
You're like one of those guys who has an idea for a website.
Right, but like doesn't like copyright it, doesn't do anything, and then you watch as like someone else invents Twitter, and you're like, no.
Scott, just mail it to yourself now. You gotta get that locked in.
That's true. That's true.
So we just lost about half our viewers. Let's keep going, I guess. Scott, tell me about that dog.
His name is Charlie. He's a Jack Russell Terrier. He's sleeping, so let's be quiet. Respect his sleep time. He's pretty cool.
Looks like a dog. It's looks like a dog I could be best friend with.
He's looking for a best friend, so.
Yo, where you at?
Yeah. So there you go. That's Charlie.
Scott, what's next on the agenda?
Are you asking me?
Okay, we got Hyrule Warriors next.
I don't know.
I just wanted to hand you the show, see what you would do with it.
I don't have the itinerary open. I'm just following the lead.
Should just rename this episode Alex, Scott, and Donald Hang Out for 40 minutes.
Pretty much.
This was going to be a 20-minute show, but then I realized that this wasn't a show. It's just a Google Hangout that's going to be unfortunately archived by the time it's done.
It's not so bad.
Our viewers doubled again, by the way.
So we're back up to 25,000?
We're back up to 2.
We have a next one or something?
No, we have 9. We have 7.
100. You know?
Because there's a delay, they just heard me ask about your dog, and then a couple people left.
The cat people. Anyway, move on.
Okay, New Hyrule Warriors details got announced. This is a story we're including because I needed to find a third story, and it could have been included on last week's episode. It was announced at the Tokyo Game Show. Koei Tecmo announced during a stream that there will only be 3D on the new 3DS when playing Hyrule Warriors Legends on the new 3DS. No 3D without the new 3DS. The Wii U's DLC will be included. Most of the content on the Wii U game will be present except for the challenge mode. Wind Waker copies, Wind Waker characters, all those are going to be involved. There will be Amiibo support, though we don't know if it's anything beyond it. And then the 3DS copies of the game include codes for the Wii U version to unlock the DLC in there. I haven't played Hyrule Warriors yet. Should I?
At this point, I think it'll probably run better on the Wii U than it would even on the new 3DS. But you have to have a lot of care about Zelda. You have to be a really big Zelda fan, I think, to get into it.
Okay, let me see what it's at for price right now. Because this is one of those games. No, I mean I already had Amazon open. This is one of those games that I was hoping would drop in price to 20 quickly, like Wonderful 101. But people bought it.
Yeah, a lot of people bought it.
I'm really disappointed.
How much is it? Full price?
$47.99.
So they're basically matching like a Best Buy Gamer Club price.
Exactly. It's exactly. If you bought the game from Best Buy, it would be the exact same price, right down to the cents. Yeah, it's interesting. This game's coming out. They need something to fill the year with, and all these 3D remakes seem to be cutting the bill. Interesting that 3D is only going to be available on the new 3DS because I thought this game was going to be new 3DS only. In fact, this is the perfect game to be new 3DS only if it's going to be anything.
I think they've really changed their mind on new 3DS exclusive games. I don't know what you guys think, but
yeah, I mean Xenoblade did all right, but
Yeah.
now we'll let the indies focus on the new 3DS, and because quite frankly, you'd be foolish to put a game on the new 3DS when it's not exactly burning up the sales charts in North America and Europe. And if you're playing, well, they had a Muso game on the 3DS at launch, so it's not an issue of this game's not going to run well. It's just we can do a little bit with the new 3DS to make it run a little better, and to enable 3D.
Side question: do you guys regret buying new 3DSs?
No, because it's a very nice system. I regret buying a new 3DS XL. If I knew we were going to get the Happy Home Designer bundle later this year, that's the perfect bundle for me. Specifically because I don't want to buy the Animal Crossing game by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I want the smaller new 3DS, and this gives me like a decent opportunity to get in on the bundle. But I'm not going to buy it now because I already have a new 3DS, and I already have like the Zelda new 3DS XL.
This is the one I bought. I put 90 hours into Monster Hunter. I don't regret it one bit because I had a hard time playing the demo on a 2DS.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the C-Stick in Monster Hunter obviously is a big deal. Yeah.
Believe it or not, even though I played it on the regular 3DS XL because I had it. I had the review for that. But even after the new 3DS came out, I still played using the touchscreen, and it ended up working A-OK.
Oh, really? Instead of a second nub?
It's shockingly functional, in my opinion. You know what's also another 5 through 7 game of the year? Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Right now, it's the only game that I know of that will be in my top 5 from the first half of the year.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, like I did drop 67 hours in it. It's probably top 3 material. It will be ranked above Mario Maker, I think. In the grand scheme of I'm already thinking about Game of the Year. The thing is, like, I have like 200 Twitter followers. My Game of the Year list doesn't matter, but I totally think about it as if it does months in advance.
As if like there's just some pressure on you to prepare like the list for the year.
And I'm like, well, why? I have to play all the Metal Gear Solid games right now so I can play 5, and then I'll know if that's the game of the year by the end of the year, because then I'll have a complete list, and I can't not have a complete list.
I have a couple of commitments that I need to do like a top 10 for, so that I do keep that in mind as well. It's Alex, you're not alone there.
Yeah. It's also fun to put yourself in there because one of the big like end of year celebrations, like in addition to Christmas, is the Giant Bomb Game of the Year podcasts. And I love being as in the loop as possible by the time those come around, because when those do come out, any game I haven't played through is going to get spoiled because I'm not going to skip it, and if I try to skip it, I won't skip it well enough to miss all the spoilers. So like that's one of the reasons why I feel like justified in playing Metal Gear Solid now, is because if I don't, it's going to be a real disaster come December 27th.
Yeah, they already did their spoiler cast for it, so at this point,
I'm so excited. I have the podcast episode they did where it's like an hour and a half of them talking about it plus the spoiler cast. By the way, I'm not going to look at the comments of this episode this week. Probably not until I beat Metal Gear Solid 5.
MGS 5 spoilers, Ares dies.
There's probably going to be Metal Gear spoilers on the bottom of this episode. Probably not because people won't watch this episode, but maybe. So we'll see. God, what the fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah, Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, go ahead, Donald.
Well.
Oh yeah, SplaToon. Donald, actually, no. I'll hand this back to you. You're more qualified.
Okay, considering the first time I saw this story was actually when we got the outline earlier today. But it sounds like there's a lot more still to come from that game. Like there's multiple weapons and allegedly playable Octolings as the DLC for this. Hang on, let me get my glasses on.
Well, this came out in a stream from someone who either leaked the info or had it early. But like there are stills of like the Octolings and stuff, and there is some idea of there being an Octoling Amiibo coming out in the near future. Well, not in the near future, but in some kind of future. So we'll see how that comes out. Maybe a dystopian one.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do that, though? Because I'm not sure how well that's going to sell individually, and it's not letting him go back and unless they like reprint the squid to go with it.
Yeah, what's the content even going to be for that? Will it be new challenge levels not based on the main game? Because as far as I know, most of the Amiibo content was pretty much repurposed main game levels.
It was.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks about the SplaToon Amiibos is that I can't buy just one because I'm only going to be getting a piece of that content. I would either want all or nothing. It feels like that's the only decision I have here, and I don't want to spend $35 on what's probably maybe $7 or $8 worth of content. So I haven't got anything.
Yeah, so each Amiibo unlocks like 15 levels, and you do get additional loading screen minigames as one of the rewards for beating some of those levels. So there's plenty there, but it does kind of come across as stuff they could have left on that they could have had unlocked without the Amiibo.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want the SplaToon Boy Amiibo eventually. Maybe if I see it in stores, I probably won't, but if I see it in stores, I probably want it. I don't know. Amiibos are weird, because it's one of those things where you think about the fact that you're like, oh, this doesn't have any content attached to it, and you forget the fact that you're buying like a really nice Nintendo figure.
I mean, that's what they become for me at this point. I mean, I just buy them to like have cool things on my desk here or at work. I mean, that's really what they are. I took the Dr. Mario I bought to work because everyone at work calls me Mario because there's two Scots, so they know I like video games, so they call me Mario. A little tidbit about me for you.
Do you work in Boston at like a construction site?
No.
Are there just a bunch of angry 50-year-old Italians calling you Mario because there's two Scots to remember?
I wish. No, they just knew I liked video games. They had predetermined that would be my nickname when they saw my resume before my first interview, because I had like all my writing stuff on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I put Nintendo World Report as my main job on the moving company application.
Hey,
we don't get paid for this job at all, by the way.
it's gonna it looks really good on my resume that I can put news editor on there.
Yeah. I'll put, depending like what I've applied for, I put Nintendo World Report on there, and then obviously like IGN and stuff. But yeah, depending what it is, I'll put Nintendo World Report on there.
Actually, I can't even complain. Nintendo World Report's been great to me. Like it is like outside of the fact that you don't get paid, it has effectively been a job for the 3 years I've been here.
Oh yeah.
So. This show just came to a stuttering halt. We should probably end it.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out for a little while.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll actually have some news.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Watch. They'll announce a direct tomorrow.
We're totally on our C- game right now. It's Donald's not even wearing his glasses most of the time. Scott's back, so you know something's wrong. And then I have a wife beater on.
Yeah, and hopefully Gina, Zach's significant other, is doing well. She's had surgery today, so.
Gallbladder surgery, but still surgery certainly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move the camera to Scott right now, because if you see that dog right there, that is this episode of the show.
Yeah. Lethargic, giving up on life.
Just this episode does. In fact, thanks for watching. Sorry.
We understand.
Maybe this was a good episode. I have no frame of reference.
It's all right. I mean, what can we do? We want to be a weekly Nintendo news show. Nintendo announces they're not releasing any games for at least the next 6 months. What can we do? What can we really do? I mean, this is where we are.
Let me just say, I would rather have us lounging back and hanging out than like an episode of just this is the news that came out A B C D. I'm glad sometimes that we're not a news show instead of being a news show. And this always happens on our Scott episodes too. It's always just we go off the rails immediately. Oh, hey pup.
Well, I think I encourage some of that too.
I
bring some of that, but yeah. So,
All right, that's our show for this week. Scott's on Twitter at OKSoda. He didn't even bother to put his fucking thing up.
no, I did. Donald and I had him, and then at some point, everything crashed for like 5 seconds, and now I can't get it to turn back on. I'm assuming Donald had the same problem.
No,
Yeah.
actually, that's probably my fault. Since I'm the only one who has it working, it's probably my fault.
Well, yeah, you just kept talking. We came back in, and you were just still going off about something.
Animal Crossing.
It was Animal Crossing. You're right. About when you would allow yourself to buy Animal Crossing.
Which, based on your history, is probably going to be next week.
So actually, I do have a pre-order. In between when I said that and now, I just got a pre-order for the game. Actually, no, it's I could get it on the eShop right now if I wanted. Couldn't I? I could preload this game right now for. Actually, it's $40, isn't it?
It's $40. It's $45 in Canada.
Oh, we have 4 viewers in our stream. I wonder how long we have to talk about nothing for all of them to leave.
Let's not find out. Also, I hope we count as 3 of the viewers, because that would be really funny to me.
Okay. Scott's on Twitter at OKSoda. Donald's on Twitter at DonaldMick. That's Donald Terrio at DonaldMick. That's DonaldMick. Scott's OK word soda. You guys know all that. I'm Kalafi. It's right there. If you're listening to the show, I guess you won't know how to spell my Twitter name. It's right there. Okay. That's our show for this week. See you next week when there's news. It'll be a great show then, or my internet will be broken.
Hey, we actually got through this one with only one crash, so much the better.
I'm actively laying down on my couch right now, so I think it's time to close this off.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye. Stop. Bye.